The next thing we're looking at is an anti-static mat. I ordered one of these for about $14, just under. And this is what it looks like in the photo. Basically a big piece of green something. And it's supposed to be an anti-static mat. It's supposed to block electronic static discharge, blah, 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 blah. Ground wire, ESD wrist. Yeah, it's this guy here. It's this nice looking green sort of... It looks almost green, almost blue, depending on the lighting conditions that you're in. It's relatively inexpensive. It has this black on the bottom here, and obviously the green on the top, which is supposed to be the anti-static thing. And it comes with some little accessories here, a little wrist rest that, wrist strap you put on your wrist, and then you are supposed to connect to some sort of grounding device, which this crazy looking contraption is supposed to splice through here, like one of the corners here, and then ground to your whatever your ground is. This can then attach and ground to the bottom here. But from what I understand, when I was looking into these sort of grounding mats, at least the ones that you actually use one of these guys for, they're supposed to actually be conductive on the bottom. So if we use our continuity tester, hold on a second, I'm just going to try to lift up the corner with one hand, grab it here. Okay, so I have attached my alligator clip for my continuity tester to the edge here. Put this on the table. Okay. I'm looking to see if there's any way, any place that can make this beep. So that seems to be fine. So the top is okay. The bottom, so I'm going to flip this over, slightly out of view. Okay, so here's the bottom, and yeah, no matter what I do, it's no connection. So it's not the same as some of the mats out there that are supposed to have a conductive bottom. I cannot make a connection no matter where I am relative to this point here, unless I touch it. Now I want to mention, the one that I bought had some gooey sort of tape marks on it. Like someone had put a piece of tape on here, and it stuck. They'd torn the tape off, and parts of it had stayed. So I spent a while rubbing this off to get a nice smooth surface on here. But after I did that, actually the surface looks pretty good. It's got some smudges on it, some over here, some dark spots because of the sticky. But because it's for working on, it's fine. It can take a beating. And it was only, what was it, $14? So I'm really not complaining about that too much. So let's do some science. All right, so I've got my hot air gun. Let's see. Okay, I'll put the hot air gun down. I'm going to grab some solder, and I'm just going to try melting some solder on it. Yeah, we're going to do some real science here. Just give me a second. Hey, there's my sock. All right, where's my irons? Oh, I forget where my irons are. Okay, we're going to melt some solder with the hot air gun. Okay. And we'll see what happens. I'm going to melt it near a corner so that if something goes wrong, then it won't be so bad. Okay, starting to melt. I'm kind of blowing it around. Alright. Alright. Let's put that back in there, let it cool down. And let's take a closer look. In fact, let's take a closer look. There's a magnifying glass. Okay. I'm gonna have to take a look at this myself. Looks like I might have burnt the mat a little bit. Yep, she's burnt. We definitely got the mat nice and toasty. I saw some 50s in there. Yeah, there's some 50s. And yeah, you know, when I feel it, let's get the solder out of the way. Yeah, I think it feels like I melted it a bit. So yeah, I don't think this is very heat resistant, but you know, it didn't exactly catch on fire. It's actually quite warm on both sides, the top and the bottom. But yeah, as I said, it's a work surface, and yeah, you know, it's gonna get worked a bit. Okay.